Hello, and welcome to my Self Talks. Today's topic will be how to make unity inside ourselves and how to use all energy that has been given to you for your disposal. So let's go into it. I have already mentioned in my previous videos that we have mostly three parts in ourselves, but also we have many more for our disposal. So these main three parts are body, soul, and the spirit. We can call it these names. And each part has its own specific energy in which it's manifesting itself, in which it's using itself to work, and also to replenish its energy. You can see it as if you had, let's say, few roles, like theater roles, and each role will represent different person. Each person or role will have different history and will come from different source maybe, and also will need specific things for manifesting itself, and also the energy in which the role is speaking, behaving, will be different. That's what we call the character. And inside of us, we have more characters than you may think. And that is a very practical thing to have, actually, and to control or to be aware of. Because in our life, we are dealing with enormous amount of circumstances and people, of course. And each circumstance you can deal with different approach or energy so that you would be successful in that circumstance. And that's why we have these roles, parts, but you can even call it only energies in ourselves that has specific character. It is very good to get to know the essence, and by the essence I mean energetical essence of your body, soul, and spirit, so that you would know how to connect with it energetically. And by energetically, I mean feeling. I mean atmosphere that you are feeling around you. That atmosphere is mostly manifesting in feelings. Imagine or remember when you were a child and you went to visit your grandmother. She had definitely a very different atmosphere in her home and in her approach to you, in the way she was speaking and doing things, than your mother even. And they are all they come from the same lineage, but their energy, their character was different, and you felt different. And that's what I'm talking about. If you are acting in the energy of your spirit, it will feel different than if you would be acting out of the energy of your soul or your body. The best, of course, is the goal is to connect these three into a team that cooperates, and where all these energies are healed and equal, where none dominates. But in this physically oriented world where we live, we usually overlook the existence of the soul or the spirit, and that means we tend to use sometimes only the energy of the body. That means if we want to learn more about the soul, we need to shift our awareness and even our spirit. I've already said in my previous videos that less physical realm you approach, less dense, less sensitive you need to be. More sensitive you need to be, because these realms you will feel only as feelings or atmosphere. I want to speak about parts, about gifts, and now I mean again these energetical characters in ourselves that we banished from our lives, that we abandoned because it hasn't been accepted by our environment. We live in a very specific society, and still we are not as open as we should be. And that just means that it is as it is. But it happens that when you are a child, or even adult, but child are more sensitive towards these things. When you're a child and you're acting in such a way, you're intuitively using some sort of energy to respond on the situation that you're in, and some adult tells you you will not behave this way, but this is not acceptable, that means you will banish this part of you and you will not use it, and you will learn how to criticize it in others and how to avoid it, how to avoid this energy, and how to demonize it even. Let's use this word, why not? Because we have been told once that this is not how people should behave. Well, I will tell you one thing, and that is that if you banish some part of you, some energy of you that you should maybe use, you would be intuitively using if nobody told you that you shouldn't be behaving this way, you would be using this energy in order to accomplish your intentions and goals. If you banish this part, you don't have this energy. It's a little bit like you would be refusing a fuel when you're hungry. When you need to get somewhere, and you would be refusing a certain fuel because somebody told you it is not good for your car, but it is the fuel you use. You would be intuitively using. So it is needed to acknowledge all of these parts that are in you, and for first, accept them. Accept them as part of you, with love, without this endless refusing. You could just stay with it and try to understand this energy. And by opening to it, because it is your energy, it is your part, it is you, by opening to you, we can call it shadow part, and that's because if we banish this energy, this behavior or character out of our life, we put it into shadow, like into sleep, we suppress it, and we try to put it out of our conscious mind into our subconscious or but an unconscious mind. That's why we also call it shadow part. So by accepting this shadow of yours, but I don't necessarily like calling it shadow because it is not shadow. It is what you have put into a shadow, but that part is as light as you are. So accept this part and love it. And now, when you have done this, there is second step. And that is transformation. Every energy that is can be manifested in two ways. One is its original setting, its healed setting, its healed and aligned part. And then there is disrupted energy. The same energy or character, or however you want to manifest it, to actually imagine it concretely. So this character can be harmed by something. We call it trauma. Whatever you can imagine can be a trauma. So this part, if it's traumatized, if it's not quite itself, himself, herself, it's not healed, and thus it can manifest in even hurtful way towards its environment. And that doesn't mean that that character itself is bad. It means it's wounded and it's manifesting itself in a wounded way. So that's why I said that the second step is transformation. You can even call it transfiguration. And now, what I mean by that, if that shadow part of you, if that character you have discovered, you have on your disposal, is manifesting itself in a way that is in direct contradiction to your intention, that might be harmful, you want to heal it. And heal it by focusing on its original setting, on its healed and aligned part. And by focusing on this healed setting of the energy, you will actually heal it. And that's how you can heal energies that come from you out of your ancestral lineage also. We sometimes refuse not only energies that has been given to us from our soul or body or spirit, but we are refusing energies that comes from our ancestral lineage. That is linked to our body, of course. And because we have it only as this negative, this wounded energy, we understand it as something distractful and something that destroys our intentions. And if we heal it, if we heal this energy, if we understand its core, then we can transform it, and thus you will also transform all the situation that has been that has ever happened into your lineage. So this is 2 steps of how to integrate your energy into yourself, how to transform it so that it would serve your highest intentions and goals and dreams. And that is the only way how you can really achieve your highest dreams, because only as full self, your full self, you can achieve your fullest dreams. If you use only half of your energy or a third of your energy because you have banished the rest, then you can never have enough energy to manifest all your dreams. That's why there are these 2 steps that can help you to transform everything that has been given to you. And that is a huge gift that you can use. So, welcome to this self-talk about the unity, about how to achieve the unity into ourselves in order to achieve our goals, our soul mission. And we will see you soon.